What is up, guys? We are straight into the action today. This episode is just big game after big game after big game, so wasting no time, we're kicking off on a nice sunny day at the Vitality. Got to get some points on the board today. We've played two of this mad run of games that we've got already in the last episode, which is up on the channel now. If you have not seen that yet, feel free to go back and give that one a watch over as well. We could be in here already with Burrow, and he's played it, but it's played it in such a way, I think the chance has probably gone now. Tavernier keeps it alive though. Mali's got it now on the edge of the box. It's back to Little again, but there's no movement in front of him. We finally worked it back into the forwards. Now this is a beautiful move actually, and that is a big save from Begovic there. Big save. Good start to this game. Exactly what I wanted to see. But yeah, that episode is up on the channel now. For those who don't want to go back and watch it, here is the spoiler. We got a win unexpectedly at Carroll Road, and just before that we got a 2-2 draw, which for me we were unlucky in against Brentford at the Riverside. Changes for today because it is big game after big game. I'll explain why later, but pretty much the entire second team is out there against Bournemouth today. It hasn't affected us at the moment. We'll find out whether it will by the end of the game or not though. I'll tell you what though, to say that we've got the entire second team out there and it is Bournemouth at their patch that we're playing. Look at this for football again. Tavernier is in this time. He's got no one across the box, so he chops it back. Wait, what's happened there? It is 1-0. Burrow stabbed it home. I'm not exactly sure how he did that. It just was taking a while, so I hit shoot out of hope more than anything. We're going to have to watch that one back to see what happened, but the second team at the Vitality is 1-0 up. Tavernier puts this one across. Oh, it comes off the defender's foot. Keeper's not expecting that, I don't think. Burrow actually takes a touch. That's probably the delay in me wondering what was going on. Then shoots, but he might be leaving us soon. He has a big moment for us there, and we take a shock 1-0 lead at the Vitality Stadium. There is bad news to that as well though, guys, because that goal has most definitely woken up Bournemouth. We were having it all our own way really until we scored, and now we're struggling to get anywhere near the ball. Josh King laying this one off now to Gosling. He's played it outside to Stacey. Brooks with a little back heel there. They've worked this beautifully, Bournemouth. There's no one on the edge of the box. We look pretty well, like we've got this pretty well covered, to be honest. Brooks again having to turn back. What the hell was that he just did there? They're still not going to whip it in though. We know that's not the Bournemouth way, if they are indeed still going to play the Eddie Howe way. But Stacey is absolutely just taking the mick out of Tavernier. I thought he was going to play it all the way back. He hasn't. Gosling's put it over one more time to Brooks, who's got all the time in the world to pick his spot there. They literally, we looked at one point like we got everything pretty well covered. They just stayed patient and patient and patient. Pretty much what we've been doing to teams. Waited for the space to open up. Keeper has got absolutely no chance. And Brooks, yet another player I would like in this team, has now put Bournemouth back 1-1. We shouldn't get disheartened though. To say we've got the second team out. It's been a decent first half. We were on top in this game until we took the lead. From there, Bournemouth have pretty much had it their own way, and the ball's run all the way out of play, and that is going to be half time. Bournemouth have started this second half a lot more lively. They look sharper, they look more aggressive, and we've just pretty much been hanging on in there ever since the game kicked off for the second half. And they've got it in the same area that they scored the first goal now. Played it exactly the same way and got exactly the same outcome. That is an absolute joke, guys. The defence there is an absolute joke. That is exactly how we got opened up in the first half. Just loads of room for him there on the edge of the box in the centre of the D. This time it's not Brooklow, it's Gosling. And we find ourselves just like that, annoyingly really, 2-1 down. And with just 15 minutes to go, we've not really, to be honest, looked like we're going to get back into this game at any point. We're just second to everything in this half. Begovic has a bit of a moment there though. I'm not too sure what that was about. In the end, he just plays it safe and gets it out, and we find ourselves with a corner, which I've only just realised watching this back now, a Sombalonga's taking. That's something that needs looking at. That's bad on my part. He's taking it again. I was just so engrossed in trying to get that goal back, to be honest. I didn't really pay attention. And here we go now. The player switching's killing me here, guys. I can't get anywhere near him. We finally close the gap now, so he just bangs one, and that goes in as well. Oh, man. We concede once again from our own set piece. But the player switching there was a joke. I must have switched player 4, 5 times. Finally closed the space. This guy here, Gronveld, just leathers it as soon as we get anywhere near him, and we are now out of this game. Oh, not gonna lie, that third goal's killed me. I felt really hard done by that. The player switching was just an absolute joke. We win the ball back, we whack it forward, but there's no time now to do anything anyway. Fair play to Bournemouth. It was our second team out there. That's entirely my fault. I will explain more about why I switched to the third team a bit later in the episode, but we've got this episode underway now at the Vitality Stadium. Lose 3-1. I don't know what to say really. The second and the first goal identical from our point of view. Tactically there's something wrong there to have that much space both times on the edge of the box. It's something that's going to need looking at, as is a Sombalonga taking the corners. But that is game 1 out of the way, and we jump straight now into the Carabao Cup action against West Ham, and we've got Halaria going straight through. Unlucky there, we couldn't get the block, and David Moyes is finding himself happy. We got the first team back out for this one. It's 70 minutes in, as you can see. Akpom there, brilliant bit of play. Finds Fletcher, he found some room in the box, and that is us right back in this cup tie. It is 1-1 now with just 20 minutes to go. Fletcher there using his strength again, gets another shot on his left foot, but he just pulls that one wide, and it remains 1-1 for the time being. And here we go again now. We get in again, and at this point I'm begging Saville, please can you put this one away. Leathers it with a left foot, hits the side netting, and guys, we're 2-1 up in the Carabao Cup, and this is the quarter-finals as well. We find Saville there, getting Fletcher in the box. I was going to square it again to Akpom, but the form that Fletcher's in at the moment, I was like, no. Just like earlier or in the last episode, I can't remember. He's so good at that kind of finish, and that is us 3-1 up now. In the 90th, we don't let up. Akpom runs through, could probably have took that himself, but plays the team game there. That's the hat-trick for Fletcher, and that is us through to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup now. There's only hard teams left in it now though, not gonna lie, but that is a banging result for us. What I did with resting the players for the Bournemouth game, who coincidentally there you see lost 3-0 to Spurs, it put us through basically, and we've got either Leicester, Chelsea, Spurs, or I think it was Liverpool left. So tough semi-finals, but to be in the semi-finals of the Cup is absolutely amazing. So we'll see what we get asked now in this post-match press conference. And that was a sensational victory. Were we confident going into this game, guys? I'm not going to lie. I did think to myself when I was sitting there picking the teams for who was going to play what game, that with the first team we could possibly upset West Ham, knowing that previously we'd knocked out Man City as well. And it came to pass. We did get the job done, as you just saw. So yeah, happy with that really. Fletcher's hat-trick surprised me today. the size of the victory, I'm not going to lie, that did surprise me a lot, and Fletcher played really well, but take nothing away from Akpom either. He did set up 2 of the 3 goals Fletcher scored, so good result from Akpom as well. And here, did we feel in control? Not really, not of the whole game, so for once I am going to be saying that the scoreline flattered us, because again, that was the honest answer. But that is us through in the cup now, guys. The reason why the cup was highlights is because our next game now is huge as well, as we take on top of the table Watford at the Riverside. This is going to be an extremely difficult game. Our players have just ran their legs off against West Ham.
Thanks for joining us.
So I'm not too sure what kind of performance we're going to get here. We are struggling with the squad depth at the moment, I'm not going to lie. It's one of them where when we play twice in quick succession, normally the second time we get a really flat type of performance. So he's hoping we can avoid that today, and we can get a good result against Watford, but I'm not counting my chickens, I'm not going to lie. This is a massive game. Do we fancy our team's chances? For me, it is all about, like it has been all season, is just focusing on the performance. The question they asked earlier about can we get promotion, I'm not even thinking about promotion or playoffs at this point. I wasn't at the beginning of the season. The board are not expecting it. I'm not expecting it. So there's no pressure in that respect. And as for the way we're going to go into the game, of course, they're top of the league. So we are going to be showing them respect. And it is now time for us to jump into the match. Before we do that though, of course, we're going to pay attention to the lineups, and it actually says that we can go out there and put a full team out fitness wise, which is good to see. So of course we are going to do that. But when you look across the side of the screen and you see that Watford team, you see why there is no surprise that they are top of the league. Deeney and Suarez up front, Cleverley, Hughes in midfield, and so on and so on. It is a really, really strong team that they have. And I remember the last game against them as well. They beat us at Vicarage Road 2-1. I believe that it was one of them goals where it was 4 minutes into injury time when there's only supposed to be like 2 minutes or something stupid like that. So we did hold our own last time. I think we're a better team now. We've got a much more of a identity and a way that we want to play and a system and things like that. So we'll just see how it goes, but make no mistake, it is going to be a tough one, this one. There seems like there's so much room in the midfield and that, but there's not really. It makes no sense. Akpom now, I was fully expecting this to be hitting the back of the net. Just gets across it a little bit and it's always bending just away from the goal. But yeah, it visually looks like there's a lot of space on the pitch, but there's not a lot of time on the ball in that midfield at all. Can we win this header now? No, but can we win the second one? We do indeed. It goes up to Fletcher. Akpom's making a run. Fletcher's found him as well. This looks quite promising. Nice turn from Akpom. He should have played that in a lot earlier. Can Seville hit one? I think we've overplayed it a little bit here. Seville bends one now with a finesse, but it's blocked and they just whack it away again. It's really tense, this game at the moment. We're having a lot of the ball and in good areas as well, but that's the kind of thing that keeps happening, and these look so threatening on the counter at the moment. Suarez now breaking through. Look at that turn of pace. He's left McNair for dead there. Nice recovery from McNair though. Seville plays that one out now. Dyke Steele's got it. There's no movement up front there. He couldn't find anywhere. Oh man, that was the worst time to be itching my nose, and yeah, that has just cost us a goal. I just had a really, really bad itch right underneath my eye there, and I didn't even realise that the game had switched my player. It takes the defender completely out of position, and that is my fault that we're 1-0 down. Don't deserve to be. And that could be a massive moment in this game, because it is that tight and that close at the minute. Both teams are just playing the game in their own way. Like I said, we controlled the ball up to this point, but every time they come forward on the counter, they look really, really dangerous. And there could be in again here. Suarez, for some reason, left that ball behind. That was a bit weird, but we get away with one there. We put the ball up into Fletcher. Akpom's got it now. Nice back heel, but what is that pass from Fletcher? He's having such a bad game. I might even drag him at half time. What I was talking about before this game, about when we play matches close together, about getting a flat performance. Thankfully the whole team's not like that, but Fletcher is having one of those days. His first touch is off, his passing's terrible, decision making's not there. He doesn't look like the same player that scored a hat-trick against West Ham, put it that way. So I think in the second half we're going to be seeing a Sombalonga straight away. He gets another chance here, Fletcher, and even that pass was overhit. So yeah, I think I'm going to drag him, guys. So as Sombalonga does come into the game, also I've made a little tactical change, and I'm leaving, I'm taking a risk here really, but leaving both wingers up the pitch, because I have noticed that when we do turn the ball over, we will now have an overload of 4 against 3 at the back, and a Sombalonga straight away is in. What a change that was, and we are back in this game now, massively back in this game. As Sombalonga comes in, and talk about an instant impact. Fletcher just was not making these sort of runs today. He's found brilliantly a Sombalonga by Brown, I believe that was, and he just does what he does. He does it all the time, sticks the ball in the back of the net. He is going to be missed when he goes, guys, but it was just the right time. But wow, what an impact off the bench that is. And this once again now is anybody's game. It's starting to resemble something of a cup final at the moment. It is end to end now. We've got Walker in behind here. Another clever little ball from Akpom. Walker's going all the way on his own. It's hit on the rebound, and unfortunately it does not go in the back of the net, but that is what I mean by getting an overload. The guy on the back post there would not normally have been there, and it nearly wins us the game. It is a really competitive game now. Corner comes in. Can we hit this one? No, it's blocked, and we have really got to be careful here. This is where the opponents are at their most dangerous, because tactically I do commit so many men forward for set pieces. We get away with it there though. We force him to turn it back into his own half. But both of our wing backs now are isolated. Normally I'd leave just one up, but if you look at the mini-map at the moment now, oh, what a save that was. If we can turn the ball over, it is constantly 4 against 3 at the back. Because midfield is so stretched and so combative at the moment, we're going to take Seville off now. Bring Morsey into the game, move wing over to the left hand side of the pitch. Our usual change if someone gets booked there. And if we can just move this ball forward now, we have options. A Sombalonga with a decent ball to Akpom there now. Akpom's got the pace to get away here as well. He's got to hit this one on his own. He hit it straight at the keeper, but to be fair, no one could keep up with him, so he had to go alone, and there wasn't a lot of the goal to aim at there. But we're starting to look dangerous now, and that is a real positive. Whoever gets the next goal wins this game for me. And they're in here, Watford, and oh no, it's Watford who get the goal. Cleverly puts one in with his right foot. It was a bad turnover in the middle of the park, and yeah, they kept their men forward just like we've been doing, and there's cleverly just pouring it in. Keeper's got no chance really, and we now find ourselves 2-1 down. We've got a little over 5 minutes left, and that's probably that, to be honest. I did say I think the next one who scores will win. Unfortunately that wasn't us. I'm hoping that won't be the case though. Like I say, we've still got 5 minutes in this huge game left. Boller's got a lot of room here. Instantly it feels like Watford have just dropped a couple of yards backwards on the pitch, and they're just going to stop us getting in now by the looks of it. What a shame that is, but It has been a really enjoyable game to be part of, to be honest. So there's that. Long ball up now, that's going to go straight out of play, and to be honest, that's probably going to be that. Or at least I'm hoping that it was going to be that with the way this is turning out, because Dean is in now as well, and again has all the time in the world to just pick his spot. I will say this, this match has shown why Watford are so far ahead in the league. They across the two games have definitely been the most difficult team to play against. It's hard to say whether man for man they've got the best team, but the total package that they've got is clearly just head and shoulders above everybody else in the division. And Watford are going to go up probably as champions, I would imagine. Our players obviously are not happy, our fans are not happy, but this was always going to be a tough game, especially off the back of the Carabao Cup game against West Ham just a couple of days before it. Maybe it played a part, maybe it didn't, who knows. Watford were the better team and they got the result that they deserved. Away from matters on the pitch at the moment now, just to break things up, because we have had a lot of gameplay in this episode, I just thought I'd take a couple of minutes to explain the decisions of the lineups and things going into Bournemouth, going into West Ham, going into Watford. And basically what happened is, you can see November weren't too bad, but going into December we played Brentford. Couple of days later we got Norwich, few days after we've got Bournemouth, couple of days later we've got West Ham, few days later we've got Watford, and it was just bang bang bang, one game after another. And after the Norwich result we moved across to the Bournemouth game, and there were quite a few tired players. We could have probably left them out there and tried to get something, yeah, I would say that, but I was thinking about the West Ham game as well. And I thought with the players being as tired as they were, quite a lot of them, it would have been really tough to get something from Bournemouth, even with the first team out, just because of the condition they were in. And we may well have lost that game anyway. But what I was thinking was, going into West Ham, if I'd have put the full team out against Bournemouth and then had to put the second team out against West Ham, we would be out the cup now. I have no doubts about saying that. And I thought, instead of losing potentially both games, let's just roll the dice, see what happens, and go into the West Ham one with the full team out. I was pretty confident, as I says when we was watching that back through, that being at the Riverside with how our first team is playing, that we could actually do something there within my head as well. The fact that we beat Man City in the cup with the first team out. And also I took in, before I made these decisions, I took in the league table as we're about to look at now. And going into the Huddersfield game, we were in 5th, yeah, we were in 2nd. But this run of games was always going to be tough for us. Like I said, we were the overachievers, we were the team that were out of place in the division, and it was probably inevitable we were going to start dropping. But I put no pressure on myself to get promoted this season. The board don't expect us to get promoted this season. But if you look at the gap between us and 7th, you're looking at a 13-point gap still, even after losing to Watford and only drawing with Brentford, losing to Bournemouth. We've still got a 13-point gap. Well, before the season started, 7th or 8th was where I was looking for us to finish, and at the moment we're, like I say, 13 points ahead of that. So all in all, it's still been a really successful season regardless of what happens now, and we've still got the magic of the cup this season as well. You just never ever know. We're 2 games away from Wembley. So that was my thinking behind the lineups and the team that I put out. And here we're going to go with the second team as well. Huddersfield on paper are really underachieving at the moment, so not for 1 minute do I think this is going to be an easy game. But if we can get at them early, even with the second team out, Assombalonga scored in the last game as well. Last time Borough played, he scored, so we could still do something here. be really difficult, but we can still get something. And even if we get a point and we take, oh, that looked like a penalty from that angle, but we get away with that one. Yeah, but if we can get even a point here, we then have the first team to take on Bournemouth this time, and I feel pretty confident we can do something against them at home. But it might well be better than that, because Morsey has just passed a brilliant finish into the net there. We've got a corner here now. It's Morsey on the end of it again, but it's nowhere near the goal, unfortunately, this time. This little highlight package is going to be the end of the episode as well, guys, so I'll just take this time now before it runs out to thank you for watching. I hope you are enjoying what you're seeing. If you are, please do let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe as well if you don't want to type out a comment. That would easily help me to see that we are on the right track and we're doing the right things with this series. But back to the pitch. We've got a chance here with Borough. Just 6 minutes to go, but it's palmed away by the keeper. That, I believe, it wasn't the last chance of the game then. We got the corner that resulted from that. And it is, unfortunately, from Fry, just over. It was a great header, that. It's a shame it didn't go in. But we do get the point I was hoping for. And that rounds out this episode. So thanks once again for watching. And I'll hopefully see you all back for the next one. Bye-bye.